Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and I decided I may have to start a new series because of all of this. I don't know if your desk looks like this, but I started out, I was going to clean my desk off so I could work on my Esther journal, but I had these delicate flowers from yesterday where I dried them in the microwave, and so I need to do something with them before they get destroyed. So that set me off looking in one of my scrap buckets to see if I had any flower slides so I could quickly do some flower slides. So then I got all entranced with my scrap bucket and I started looking through it, and I realized that I needed to sort through it because I have a lot of pieces that I need to put somewhere else, or else they're never going to get used. I've got some things that are cut out that I didn't used to have a place for, but now I do. So I need to sort this out. So as I'm sorting it out, I realize I need to sort it even farther down, so some smaller scraps. And so I had started a basket of smaller scraps, and so I started pulling those out and sorting them. Does this sound familiar? Is this how your world works? So I was looking at these and I thought, ew, some of these are really ugly and boring. So then I wanted to do, like, and I'm going to do something about scraps and how to make them more interesting. So there's a separate video. And, oh yeah, and then the other thing was, so I've been doing this format idea journal. So as I'm clearing my desk off, I find these, I don't know about you, but I have tons of little pieces of paper where I jot myself a note like, oh, look at this video, or don't forget this idea. And it doesn't really fit. I don't want to put it in this one because this is all the paper formats that I've got. You know, I've got a couple kits on Etsy in case you didn't know it, and just videos on ideas on formats. But I thought, okay, I need some, so I bound another 5 pages, and I'm gonna do like, and this is, you know, sorry, I'm talking the way my desk looks crazy. So in this one, if you remember, if you've seen my videos, I had done this one page with doodles, and it doesn't really belong in here, but I just thought, well, I don't want to lose these. So they belong in this new one because this is going to be just where I put down ideas, like word ideas. Like I found this piece of paper that said Secret Garden Journal with lots of hidden parts. And so that may not mean anything to you, but that'll be enough for me to take off in that direction one of these days. I have 2 big spoons of instant coffee and a small spray bottle jotted down here. I need a place where I can hold on to these ideas, and I'm going to put some pockets in here, so if nothing else, I can stick these scraps of paper, but I can also write, if I want to just copy them down and throw the piece of paper away, I can do that too. So that's what this signature is going to be, are written down ideas and all that sort of thing. That's my aim. Let's see. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to sort these out. So I'm going to stop here and then gather my thoughts a little bit more, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this video is sort of just about random things that I'm kind of capturing the different thoughts. So one thing I wanted to mention, I got this. It's called Happy Hand Lettering, and it's sold by Dayspring. I think they probably have it online. I actually got it in their outlet store because this one's damaged, but that's okay. But this is an inspirational guide for creating beautiful words of life. It's by Megan Taylor, and it lets you learn how to do hand lettering her way, which is fine. And it gives you tips, gives you how to do the individual letters, and it has practice spaces for you. So I just think this is a cool book. If anybody wants to learn how to hand letter or practice hand lettering, get better at it. So I'm going to be working in this myself. Not on a video, but I mean, I'm going to be doing this in my spare time when I'm not doing all this other stuff. So, okay, I'm working on, I thought I'd go ahead and turn the camera on. I'm cutting these slides out so I can get rid of these flowers I dried yesterday. And so I cut 3, and then I'm going to cut this one out. If you don't feel comfortable using an X-Acto knife, all you have to do is just, like, you could take an X-Acto knife, make a slit, or even scissors. And once you've made a cut, then you can go in with scissors and just cut around it. So it's no big deal. I'm just used to using an whoops. Well, doesn't look like I am, but I'm used to using an X-Acto knife. I don't know if you guys saw my video from yesterday, but I shot a crazy video, turned it the wrong way, almost set my kitchen on fire. And my sister just got a big old kick out of it because she said we're opposites. She likes to do everything exactly the way you're supposed to do it. Follow the instructions, get all of her things in order, go buy them if she needs to. And I'm sure she's horrified when she sees me just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and do things on the spur of the moment. But I try to do things in an orderly fashion, but it never seems to work out for me. So here we go. We got these, and I really need more than this, but I'm going to go ahead with these 2. And I've got this acetate sleeve from something that I bought. I save these when I get, you know, everything comes in an acetate sleeve just about. So I'm going to lay it over this and trim it. I don't want it to stick out. I'm going to trim it, hopefully. I guess I can trim it down if it's too long. Better to be a little bit too, oh, this isn't going to work. I've got the, oh, rats. No, that will work. It's, no, yeah, barely, barely. It's got the little notch cut in it, but I think I can do it by barely missing it. So, there's one. See if I can get another one without getting into that hole. Well, I tell you what, I'm just going to cut that off so I don't have to worry about it. There's plenty of acetate without using that. All right, let's see. Something like that should work. This acetate's a little cantankerous when you want to glue it, but you can wrestle it to the ground if you just keep after it. So I'm going to glue. Let's see. So these things, I have 2 sides. One's got a label and one doesn't. So these 2 go together, and these go together. So I'm going to put some glue right around this window and try to make this acetate behave. Stick to it. So I'm going to put it on there so I don't smear it to where it shows any more than I can help it. It will dry clear, but I don't like to have to mess with it. Okay, so there's these 2, and then here's this window. I'm going to go ahead and glue on here. Okay, so glue. Acetate. What did I do with it? Here it is. Boy, that was close. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of these flowers. So these are the ones, I did these in case you didn't watch the video. I did these in the microwave yesterday, and I did moss roses and I did cone flowers. And the moss roses I thought were going to be completely no good, but they did work. So I'm just going to put that one cone flower. It's kind of fat. You have to glue it in between the acetate, otherwise you get this pocket where it can come out or fall out if you know, if it happens to start to crumble, and it will fall out of this if you don't glue it shut. And it's connected at the top, so I don't have to do that side. this is very fat, so it's not gonna lay flat by any stretch of the imagination. So like I said, you kind of have to beat this into a submission sometimes. So I'm going to put glue on this one, and I'll probably end up putting heavy books on it just to help. Okay, did I get? Yeah, okay. Just to get it to behave. Or clamps. Actually, clamps might be better, because if I put a heavy book on this, it's going to stop right here because that's the high point, and it won't do anything here on the side. So I think actually clamps are probably a better idea. So put one on the side, one on the other side. And after this is dried, I'll check it. And if this didn't have enough glue, or if it may already be dry, too dry to work, I'll just go back and add more glue and clamp it again. And then it'll glue. And I'm going to put these moss roses, I think, in here. They're very flat. And I'm going to put 2 of them in there. And put some glue in between the layers. Yeah, so I'm manhandling this also. And now I'm going to glue the other side on and do the clips. Don't despair if they look like they're not working or it's just a big mess, because that's kind of how they always end up. They always start out and then they end up okay. Just don't give up. And if you want the template of this, it is in, I have that format kit out on Etsy. I'll try to remember to put a link to it. And I put a template for this so you can make it out of your own paper if you want to. Okay. Okay, so there's those. Okay, I'm going to hand hold this for just a second so I can show you. So I found another set of these slides from a kit. And I was just going to show you one of my guilty pleasures I bought this year. I saw it on somebody's tour of their studio. She had a baker's rack with baking sheets. I'll go sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. And I saw that and I thought, that is perfect and I have to have one. So I bought it on, I think I ended up buying it on eBay. That was the cheapest place. And I think I got their baking sheets. They're actually like cookie sheets that slide on and off, but it's perfect for, you know, so I have like a journal here that I need to do, and I have a journal here that I need to do. And, you know, so several different journals that I have in process. And so that's just a great way to organize them. And anyway, so I happened to look at those, and of course I found my little extra slide here.